Usually when we talk about walking into a store to buy something to like make ourselves feel good, there's this expectation that it's going to be a fun, straightforward experience.
Right, yeah, like a little treat.
Exactly. You need a new lipstick, you find a color you like, and you buy it. It's this simple, comforting transaction. But then, you take a wrong turn and you step into the beauty aisle, specifically the false eyelash section.
Oh, yeah. That is a completely different world.
It really is. Suddenly, that comforting retail experience just completely evaporates. We're looking at a landscape that is, frankly, notorious for being incredibly confusing, overwhelmingly packed with options, and honestly, a little bit terrifying if you don't know the vocabulary.
It's the absolute definition of choice paralysis.
Yeah.
And you have dozens of brands, hundreds of styles, and entirely different technological systems just hanging on the exact same rack.
Yeah.
And people end up choosing the completely wrong technology for their specific daily routine, and they don't even realize it until it's too late.
And the stakes are weirdly high for something so small, right? Like, you make one wrong choice in that aisle, you've wasted your money, and you end up at dinner with this heavy, gluey, crusty mess that just completely ruins your entire look.
Oh, the worst. Blinking, trying to keep your eyes open?
Yes. Your eyelid is stuck to itself, the inner corner is popping off. It's trying to buy false eyelashes right now feels exactly like trying to order coffee at one of those hyper-specialized, incredibly pretentious cafes.
Where everything is in a foreign language.
Exactly. You're standing there intimidated. There are all these terms you don't understand. And at the end of the transaction, you never quite know what you're actually going to get handed. You just wanted your eyelashes to look a little longer.
You ask for a coffee and they start asking you about extraction times and bean origins.
Right.
It's exactly like that. You look at the lash wall and it's clusters, magnetic, strips, mink, synthetic, 9mm, 16mm. It is a lot to process.
It's exhausting.
It is. But we actually have a roadmap out of this today. We're doing a deep dive into an incredible guide from Revolution Finds called False Eyelashes 101, a complete buyer's guide.
And what's so effective about this specific guide is that it completely ignores the marketing noise.
Mm-hmm.
It bypasses the flashy packaging and actually breaks the aisle down by the actual mechanics of how these lashes work, and more importantly, how they fit into your life.
Which is the only thing that really matters. Because
Yes.
when someone is standing in that aisle, staring at the wall of options, a lot of the time, they're trying to replicate that incredibly flawless, like $150 professional salon extension look.
Right, which historically you just couldn't get out of a cardboard box at the drugstore.
No, absolutely not. But the Revolution Finds Guide suggests that it has completely changed with the first major category we need to look at, which is DIY cluster kits.
Okay, so clusters. Let's break that down because I see these popping up everywhere.
Yeah, so think of cluster lashes as a complete departure from the traditional strip lash. Instead of one long, continuous band of plastic that you try to, paste across your entire eyelid all at once.
Which never goes well.
Never. Instead of that, these are small individual bundles. It's usually just a few lash hairs bound together at a tiny, virtually invisible base.
Okay.
And the critical difference in the mechanics of the application is that you apply them one small section at a time along your lash line. And you don't place them on top of your lashes.
Wait, you don't?
No, you place them underneath your natural lashes using a specialized bonding glue.
Underneath. Okay, so you're bypassing the eyelid skin entirely and attaching them directly to the underside of the natural hair.
Exactly.
That actually makes sense. That explains how they hide the band so well. But the sheer volume of these kits is kind of wild. The guide specifically points to a couple of kits from Revolution Finds, and they mention this DIY lash extension kit with 280 pieces, and then a 640-piece fluffy lash clusters set.
Yeah, the numbers are huge.
640 pieces sounds less like a makeup routine and more like a massive construction project. Like, why would anyone need that many tiny bundles of hair?
I know, it sounds totally overwhelming, but that massive inventory is actually the secret to why they look so professional.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A 640-piece kit gives you a massive range of lengths in a single box, usually scaling from roughly 9mm up to 16mm.
Okay, I see.
So because you aren't locked into a single pre-manufactured shape, you get to build a completely custom fanned-out look that maps perfectly to your specific bone structure and eye shape.
So it's kind of like playing architect with your eyelashes. Or like building Legos?
Yes, exactly like Legos for your eyes.
You can use the short, delicate 9mm clusters on the inner corner of your eye where your natural lashes are finer, and then gradually build up the structural density with those dramatic 16mm ones on the outer corner.
To give you that winged effect, yeah.
Yeah.
You control the density, the length, the curl, and because you're attaching them to the underside of your natural lashes, the bonding glue is interacting with hair, not the skin.
Which is always moving and getting oily throughout the day.
Right. The implication of that hair-to-hair bond is longevity. If applied correctly, the bond flexes with your natural lashes, allowing these clusters to last up to a full week per application.
Wait, a full week? You sleep in them?
You sleep in them, you shower, you wake up, and your makeup is basically already half done.
Okay, when you compare that week-long wear to going to a professional salon for extensions every 3 weeks, the economics of doing it at home become incredibly appealing.
Oh, 100%. It replaces a $150 salon bill.
But I need to push back on the reality of actually doing this. Because it sounds amazing in theory, right? A custom fit, week-long wear saving hundreds of dollars. But it also sounds like doing microsurgery on my own eyeball. You are asking people to take tiny bundles of hair, coat them in adhesive, and place them millimeters from their cornea underneath their natural lash line.
It's intimidating, I won't lie.
I mean, I can barely draw a straight line with a liquid eyeliner. This sounds like an absolute recipe for a panic attack in the bathroom.
The anxiety is completely warranted, and the Revolution Finds Guide does not sugarcoat this reality at all. The learning curve for clusters is steep.
I figured.
You are not going to achieve a flawless salon-quality look on your first attempt. The source actually notes that the very first time you try to apply these clusters, you should fully expect to spend about 30 minutes struggling in front of the mirror.
30 minutes? Oh my gosh.
It will feel awkward, your hands will shake, you might get bonding glue where you don't want it, and you will almost certainly question why you started this project in the first place.
30 minutes of sweating, trying to unstick my fingers from each other, that is a significant barrier to entry for a lot of people.
It is, but you have to view it as an upfront time investment for a long-term payoff. Because the crucial part of this learning curve is that muscle memory takes over surprisingly fast.
Really? Like how fast?
The guide says by your third application, you basically understand how the bonding glue behaves. You know exactly how much to use so it isn't clumpy.
Yeah.
You've memorized the map of lengths that flatters your eye shape. And suddenly, that 30-minute ordeal shrinks down to 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, 10 minutes is a lot more manageable.
10 minutes of focused effort for an entire week of having perfect, undetectable lashes. You're basically investing in a physical skill.
I mean, that makes sense, but I know there is a segment of the audience listening right now who just checked out the second you said 30 minutes of struggling with glue.
Oh, definitely. Glue isn't for everyone.
And honestly, the messy reality of adhesives, the sticky fingers, the very real fear of developing an allergic reaction to the bonding chemicals, it's a lot of friction for a beauty routine.
Which is exactly why the beauty industry had to engineer a completely different path for people who want nothing to do with adhesives.
Right. So for anyone whose blood pressure spiked at the mention of eye glue, we have to look at the quick change artists of the beauty world.
Magnetic lashes.
Yes, magnetic lash.
We are skipping the chemical adhesives entirely here. Instead, the engineering relies on microscopic magnets built directly into the very thin band of the false eyelash. The guide actually outlines two main mechanical systems for this.
Okay, what's the first one?
The first is the sandwich method.
Okay, I am picturing placing one magnet on top of my lashes and one underneath, and just hoping they find each other.
That's the exact mechanism, actually.
Yeah.
You have a top lash strip and a bottom lash strip. You rest the top one on your natural upper lashes, and you bring the bottom one up from underneath.
And they just connect.
Yeah, the micromagnets instantly find each other and snap together, securely sandwiching your natural lashes between them. Zero chemicals touching your skin, zero drying time.
Okay, that's clever. But the second method sounds even more like science fiction, using a specialized magnetic eyeliner.
It's a fascinating bit of material science. You apply this liquid eyeliner just like you would any normal makeup, but the formula is heavily saturated with microscopic ferromagnetic particles.
Wait, so the eyeliner itself is magnetic?
Basically.
Right.
As the liquid suspension dries on your eyelid, those particles form a solid metallic anchor point. You simply take the magnetic lash, hold it near the dried liner, and the magnets in the lash band literally click onto the ferromagnetic particles on your skin.
I just clicks into place. That's incredible.
Okay.
And the advantages here go way beyond just avoiding sticky fingers. Like if you have sensitive eyes, avoiding glue entirely means absolutely no risk of a chemical allergy.
Which is a surprisingly common issue that develops over time with traditional lash adhesives.
Yeah. Plus, you completely eliminate the waiting time for glue to get tacky. But the most significant advantage has to be the reusability.
Oh, for sure.
When you use traditional glue, you eventually have to peel that crusty adhesive off the delicate lash band, which inevitably damages it. With magnets, you aren't crusting the band with anything.
And the reusability completely changes the cost per wear. The guide specifically highlights Revolution finds reusable magnetic eyelashes glue-free natural look. Because the bands stay pristine, you can reuse a single pair 20 to 30 times.
20 to 30 times is huge.
It is. They also note these specific ones offer a really soft, natural style and are priced aggressively below some of the really big, expensive brand competitors in the magnetic space, like Wasado.
Okay, but every technology has a catch. Magnets, no matter how microscopic, have physical weight.
Right.
If I am attaching magnets to my eyelids, isn't that going to feel like wearing tiny little dumbbells on my eyes all day? Eyelids are incredibly delicate. Any extra weight is going to cause fatigue.
That is the most common complaint with this technology, hands down, and it's a very real trade-off you have to navigate. The source is unambiguous about this.